In a game where you stand around defense objects for minutes at a time, there is a mechanic that punishes you for standing around an exact minute. The purpose of the AFK timer is to shut down ally NPCs. NPCs will wake back up, and the timer will refresh whenever you transference or move enough. Sentinels are what I regard as the most convenient companion. They're tethered to your Warframe and typically fire at the closest enemy. Manifold Bond, Duplex Bond, and Contagious Bond define Sentinels. Manifold Bond lets your Sentinel's abilities be cast repeatedly, and all Sentinels can take advantage of its status application with Coolant Leak. Contagious Bond gives your Sentinels the ability to deal with hordes of enemies by dumping a lethal amount of status effects on a single enemy and spreading them. Duplex Bond spawns uniquely aggressive ally NPCs compared to the clones made by Pathing Companions, and lets buffing Warframes become powerful summoner frames. The order is how effective I find them each to be. In order to talk about Sentinel weapons, you'll first need to acknowledge the existence of unique weapon AIs and the accuracy curse. The way a Sentinel fires its gun is based on its equipped weapon. The Artex avoids firing at frozen enemies, the Cryatra will arc its shots, beam weapons will fire at 24 meters even if they have the range of 36 meters with Sinister Reach equipped, and the accuracy curse has been shoved into the programming of all projectile weapons. The accuracy curse is built into weapon AIs. It causes them to have incredible accuracy if the target is 10 meters away or closer, but any further distance and the shots will become incredibly inaccurate. Those afflicted with the curse are as such: Sweeper, Death Machine Rifle, Burst Laser, Laser Rifle, Stinger, Moltron, and Deconstructor. The Tazagor fires a chaining laser that can branch off to 3 separate enemies. Additional bounces can be created with Punch Through. The Artex has an innate, independent 20% gold damage that doesn't mix with other elements. There are only 2 viable long-range weapons, the Volcax and the Hellstrom. The Volcax is perfectly accurate with no issues. Meanwhile, the Hellstrom's homing rockets will despawn and need terminal velocity to extend its range. Despite having a fire rate of 0.15, its shots have travel time, aren't accurate, and don't deal enough damage to worth 7 seconds. I didn't list the base version if there's a prime out. The Depth Cube's pseudo-assault is also put here. A good stat tick for it would be the Burst Laser with a Riven, since secondaries have higher damage modifications. Mods like Galvanized Chamber will work to its full effect on your Sentinel's weapon, both different requirements. Whenever a Sentinel uses a conditional mod, it will instead look at your Warframe's buffs to get the benefits. This requires you to have the matching mod equipped yourself and stack it up. There's a hidden mechanic with mods like Argon Scope and Hydraulic Crosshairs. Only some weapons actually aim their guns and are able to receive the benefits. There isn't much to Duplex clones besides offense, priming, and the Ice Age. Wisp Reservoirs, Jade's Deathringer, and Thermal Transfer work well in buffing them. Titania's Razorwing will make your Sentinel disappear. Some of its mods will still be active, but the important one is Duplex Bond. Duplex Bond will allow your Sentinel to avoid having all functions suppressed. Other suppression states are when your Sentinel is invisible, or whether you're playing Limbo and are in the Rift. Blatant advertisement. I don't have the ability to stall for time, nor do I have anything Warframe related to show here. Walking loadouts are incredibly powerful and each have variable amounts of customization. They take the form of ability clones and gear summons. The bars underneath each class is what they are affected by. Abilities means that it will cast Warframe abilities. Walking loadouts that have moddable weapons can benefit from a limited selection of arcanes currently shown. In order to activate the energy requirements for primary overcharge, you will need a maxed out preparation equipped. The on-call crewmate apparently spawns with enough energy, but doesn't have a large enough reserve to max it out. Arcane Bulwark will not work on the on-call crewmate. Umbra will lower its energy when casting abilities and would be better off with primary Bulwark. Magus Repair can heal Umbra from within Arcane Persistence's damage cap threshold, becoming effectively immortal. Walking loadouts each manipulate ammo differently. Specters have their own ammo pool and will need to walk over ammo pickups to replenish. On-call crewmates have infinite ammo. All ability clones draw from the player's ammo pool whenever they reload. The ammo in a clone's magazine when they spawn is based on your current magazine and pool. If you have a full magazine and no pool, it will spawn with a full magazine, creating ammo out of thin air. Weapons with limited ammo benefit heavily from magically creating ammo. I have 4 categories on which weapons to use for each type of walking loadout: Infinite, Battery, Unique, and Rack. Infinite and Battery primers are the best for Warframe Specters since they don't inherit equipped mods, and are using the base weapon. But they can also use weapons in the Unique category if you're fine with ammo restrictions. The on-call crewmate will use the Kuvazar. Every other option is worse for it. Ability clones can be divided into two categories depending on how you intend to use them: long duration and racked. Since ability clones inherit mods from equipped weapons, they have the ability to become viable damage sources. For the most convenience, long duration clones can use infinite or battery weapons. To utilize racked properly, racked clones can use strong weapons with terrible ammo economy and mods to increase magazine size. I don't recommend trying to make melee clones work, but if you like, I put my findings here to read. Equinox is such a good frame, he doesn't need rework at all. Equinox fact: if you summon a duality clone while having your art gun equipped, it will respawn with your primary out instead. Operators are quite amazing actually. I'm a big fan of the Phahd Scaffold. The operator is a permanently equipped weapon that can handle the highest levels of content. 100% ammo efficiency is the norm, the economy is in shambles, and the Phahd Scaffold is ridiculous. Whenever you start to make your operator build, you first begin by menu hopping because DE put every damn section of operator modifications into its own separate menu. There are several multiplying damage sources if you look for them.